Good morning, dear children. Our today's English reader lesson is Unit 10, The Scholar's Mother Tongue. A very, very good morning to all my dear students. Hope you all are fine and safe at home. Today in the English class, we are going to start a new lesson in our government textbook. So all of you will open your textbooks on page number 72. And the new lesson that we are going to study today is Unit 10. The Scholar's Mother Tongue is the name of the lesson. So let's start our work by writing today's date and classwork 10/2/2021 and classwork The Scholar's Mother Tongue. We'll start the story. A learned Pandit once visited the court of Akbar. He told the king and his courtiers that he had mastery over many different languages. Now, this is again the story of King Akbar's court and where his courtiers and the king was sitting in the court, and one day a scholar or a learned पंडित मतलब एक बहुत ही ज्ञानी ध्यानी पंडित वहाँ आए अकबर के कोर्ट में और उन्होंने ऐसा कहा किंग अकबर और उनके दरबारियों से, courtiers मीन्स दरबारियों से, कि मुझे बहुत सारी लैंग्वेजेस पर मास्टरी है, मतलब मैं बहुत सारी लैंग्वेजेस जो है वो बोल सकता हूँ, मैं जानता हूँ. The पंडित could speak many languages fluently. तो पंडित जो थे बहुत सारी लैंग्वेजेस एकदम फ्लुएंटली मतलब बहुत अच्छे से बोल सकते थे. He was so fluent that no one could find out that what was his mother tongue was. वो सारे लैंग्वेजेस जितने भी उनको आते थे उन पंडित को, वो इतने फ्लुएंटली उस चीज़ को बोलते थे, इतने परफेक्शन से. he used to speak those languages that nobody could make out that what was his actual mother tongue. Mother tongue, what is the meaning of mother tongue? Mother tongue means the language that we speak at home. जैसे हम लोग यहाँ पर गुजरात में हैं तो हम लोग कौन सी भाषा घर में बोलते हैं? We speak गुजराती. So Gujarati is our mother tongue. Same way if you go to Bengal, the people speak Bengali, their mother tongue is Bengali. If you go to South, if you go to Kerala, they will speak Malayalam. If you go to Tamil Nadu, they will speak a different language. If you go to Bangalore, they will speak Kannada. तो इस तरीके से है, हर जगह जो है लोग अलग अलग भाषाएं बोलते हैं, तो वो उनकी मदर टंग होती है. तो ये जो पंडित थे उनको इतनी सारी भाषाओं का ज्ञान था, नॉलेज था, और इतने अच्छे से परफेक्ट, विद अ लॉट ऑफ परफेक्शन ही यूज्ड टू स्पीक दैट नोबडी कुड मेक आउट दैट व्हाट इज ओरिजिनली हिज मदर टंग was. When everyone failed, the challenge was taken by the Birbal. Now, as you all know that the Akbar had the 9 gems in his court. So all the gems failed to find out what was the mother tongue of this scholar. So the last turn was the Birbal's turn to find out that what is his mother tongue. On one night, Birbal went quietly to the Pandit's room where he was asleep. Or what happened? How did Birbal found out that what was his mother tongue? He made a plan. So one day Birbal went to the room quietly. He went to the Pandit's room where he was sleeping at night. He whispered into the Pandit's ear and trickled it with a feather. Now, बीरबल ने क्या किया, जैसे हम शैतानी में बच्चे जब कोई सो रहा होता है तो एक दूसरे को जगाने के लिए कान में फेदर है या कोई पतली सी डंडी है या पेड़ का कोई पत्ता है, ऐसा कान में डाल के हिलाते हैं. तो वैसे ही अकबर ने भी किया. उसने धीमे से उस पंडित के कान में, विस्पर्ड मीन्स वेरी स्लोली, वेरी क्वाइटली, ही केप्ट वेंट इनटू द रूम एंड देन ही स्लोली विस्पर्ड, एकदम सॉफ्टली उसके कान में कुछ बोला और एक फेदर जो था टिकल गया कान में, उसके फेदर एक डाल के हिलाया. द पंडित had awoke, cried out suddenly and shouted out the words in his mother tongue. The Pandit was afraid. What happened suddenly at night? Who came into my room? So he was so suddenly वो जग गया एकदम और वो he started shouting in his mother tongue. तो वो जोर जोर से था, अपनी जो लैंग्वेज थी उसकी खुद की जो मातृभाषा थी उसमें वो बोलने लगा. Birbal came to the court the next day and told everyone the Pandit's mother tongue was Telugu. और बीरबल फिर दूसरे दिन कोर्ट में आया और उसने जो है सब सबको बताया कोर्ट में. All the people who are present in the court, he told that the mother tongue of this Pandit is Telugu. The Pandit was surprised and accepted the truth. The Pandit was also surprised how this fellow came to know that what is my mother tongue. King Akbar asked the Birbal, how did you find the truth? Then the king was also surprised that nobody could find out his mother tongue and how Birbal has found out his mother tongue. Because the Pandit had accepted that and he was surprised also to see that I know many languages, but nobody could find out my mother tongue. But how could he do that? How could he uh, what he did to find out my mother tongue, and he accepted the truth also that his mother tongue was Telugu. So king asked the Birbal, what did you do? Birbal answered, in times of difficulty a person speaks only his mother tongue. Now this was the answer of the Birbal, a very, very clever answer that the Birbal gave. As such, Birbal is always famous for doing wise things only. He was a very wise person. So the Birbal answered the king that it is very simple. Whenever you are in trouble, when you are in difficulty, you are put into any difficulty, you always speak in your mother tongue. The words that come out are always in your mother tongue only. He also told the king that how he had gone to the Pandit's room that night and to find out the truth. And then he told the king that he went into the room quietly and he tickled the feather, and the words that came out from his mouth was the mother tongue of the Pandit. So this was a nice story that see how wisely Birbal did his work without knowing anybody's knowledge. He found out that how the things can be done wisely, and he found out the truth also. So try to be wise as Birbal. तो बीरबल ने अपनी होशियारी से और चालाकी से जो है उस पंडित की मदर टंग को ढूंढ लिया, क्योंकि उसे पता था अगर कोई भी प्रॉब्लम होती है, नॉर्मली हम जैसे आप गिर जाते हैं, आपको चोट लगती है, तो आप क्या बोलते हैं, अपनी मदर टंग में ही बोलते हैं. तो सेम वे कोई भी इंसान जब परेशानी में होता है, ही कुछ भी बोलता है उस परेशानी में या कोई तो वो अपनी मदर टंग में ही बोलता है. ये चीज़ को सोचकर जो है बीरबल ने ये जो है छोटा सा ऐसा उसके रूम में जाके छोटा सा ऐसा नाटक किया जिससे कि वो जग जाए और वो अपनी भाषा बता सके. सो दिस वॉज हाउ ही फाउंड आउट द ट्रूथ. दिस वॉज अ नाइस स्मॉल स्टोरी. नाउ वी मूव ऑन टू एक्टिविटी 2. Now this is a very simple activity. Match the words in column C in column A with their synonyms in the column B. मतलब कॉलम A में जो वर्ड्स हैं उनके ही मिलते जुलते वर्ड्स जो हैं वो कॉलम B में हैं, जिसको कि हमको मैच करना है. Now here both 1 2 3 4 5 6 both ways it is written. यहाँ पे learned, mastery, quietly, shouted, surprised and answered. These are the words in the column A. अब इसके ही जो other words, same meaning other words. Silently, amazed, replied, command, knowledgeable and cried. The words are different but the meaning is same, that are called as the synonyms. Now learned is your knowledgeable, mastery, command, किसी चीज़ पे बहुत ही ज़्यादा आपको कमांड होना, quietly, silently, shouted, cried, surprised, amazed and answered is replied. So once again, learned, knowledgeable, mastery, command, quietly, silently, shouted, cried, surprised, amazed and answered is your replied. Next is your activity 3. This is activity 3. Say whether the following statements are true or false. You have to mention true or false in the box that is given below. A scholar came in Akbar's court. That is true. The scholar was fluent in one language. That was false. The scholar was fluent in many languages. The challenge was taken up by Akbar. That was false. It was taken up by the courtiers. Birbal met the Pandit in the evening. That is also wrong. He didn't meet the Pandit. Birbal tickled the Pandit with a peacock feather. Now here the feather is given. It is whether it was a peacock feather or any other feather, it is not given. So we have written not mentioned in the book. Which type of feather was that? Whether it was a peacock feather or any other bird's feather, it is not mentioned. So we will not, we have just written not mentioned. The Pandit's mother tongue was Telugu. That is also true. So these true and false you have to write. Activity 4. Read the poem. We will read this poem and you all will recite this poem after me. Little pretty flowers, little busy bees, little tiny babies and all little things make us happy. Little drops of water, little grains of sand make the mighty ocean and the beautiful land. Make us happy. Now we turn on to next page, that is your page number 74. Little hugs and kisses and little bit of love. We go round the world till we all have enough and make us happy. Now here you have to just read this poem. Now we will and from this poem there's activity number 5. Make the adjectives in the column, match the adjectives in the column A with the nouns in the column B. मतलब कि column A और column B को हमको match करना है. First we'll read out column A. These are the adjectives: pretty, mighty, tiny, little and beautiful. These are all the adjectives that has been taken from the poem that I just recited. And the nouns also are taken from the poem: ocean, babies, flowers, land and hugs. Pretty, flowers, mighty, oceans, tiny, babies, little, hugs and beautiful, land. Again we will match these again: pretty, flowers, mighty, oceans, tiny, babies, little, hugs and beautiful, land. Now next is your activity 6. Again this is a matching. Match the rhyming words. Now these are the rhyming words that are not taken from the lesson or from the poem. These are some extra rhyming words that are given here and you have to match. I think there are 9 of them. First we will read the rhyming words on A side. Yell, bed, cake, shoe, potato, room, mop, moon and best. This side: test, spoon, bell, red, broom, take, tomato, top and loose. Now example is given: cake with take. Yell, bell. You have to see the last sound of the word yell. Bell, E-double-L, E-double-L. So one with C. I have written here A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I. So you can write this like and match it, or you can write the numbers like this also. Yell, bell, bed, red. B-E-D, bed, R-E-D, red. The last sound is same. Cake, take. The difference is of C and T only. Shoe, lose, shoes, lose. See the sound es, se है यहाँ पर और वो es है, लेकिन the sound is the same. Potato, tomato, to at the end, ato, ato. So at the end it is same. Room, broom, r-o-o-m, room, and b-r-o-o-m, broom. The sound is the same. Mop, top, mop, mop, top, top, op. Op, sound is same. Moon, M-O-O-N, moon, S-P-O-N-N, spoon, moon, spoon. N sound is there. O-N sound is the same in the last. Then best and test. Best and test, both are same here. So yell, bell, bed, red, cake, take, shoes, lose, potato, tomato, room, broom, mop, top, moon, spoon, and best is with the test. Now next is on page number 75. This is your activity number 7. The following are sentences related to some actions. Read the sentences and write the sentence which are related with bravery according to the you. Discuss your views what is bravery with your teacher and the classmates. Now here 5 sentences are given. Now these sentences are related to bravery or not, that you have to find out, that you feel that whether these sentences are related to bravery or not. व्हाट इज़ द मीनिंग ऑफ ब्रेवरी? कुछ ऐसा काम करना जो कि शायद हमारी ताकत से, हमारी पहुंच से बहुत दूर होता है, लेकिन फिर भी हम वो कर जाते हैं। जैसे कि कोई छोटा सा बच्चा हो, आपके घर में चोर आया हो और अगर 10-11 साल का बच्चा वो चोर से फाइट करता है, दैट इज़ द एक्ट ऑफ एन ब्रेवरी। अगर कोई टेररिस्ट अटैक होता है और कोई बच्चा वो टेररिस्ट को पकड़ने की कोशिश, या ट्राइंग टू हेल्प समवन आउट टू गेट आउट ऑफ दैट सर्कमस्टांसेस, दैट इज़ द एक्ट ऑफ ब्रेवरी। तो ऐसे सारी चीज़ें जो होती है, जो हिम्मत से जो करते हैं हम, जो बिना डरे कोई चीज़ ऐसा करना, जो शायद वो सिचुएशन बहुत डर वाली होती है, लेकिन उसमें हम हिम्मत दिखाकर कोई ऐसा काम करते हैं जो कि हम शायद उम्र के हिसाब से या हमारी ताकत के हिसाब से नहीं कर सकते, फिर भी हम कर जाते हैं, दैट इज़ द एक्ट ऑफ ब्रेवरी। सो हियर what is written here is, let us see, an elephant fights with lion to save a deer. So this is an act of bravery. एक elephant जो है lion से fight करता है एक deer को बचाने के लिए, so it is an act of bravery. A soldier fights for the country and dies. Again yes, it's an act of bravery. As we all know, एक soldier का अपने देश के लिए लड़ना और उस देश के लिए ही मर जाना या शहीद हो जाना, this is an act of bravery. A child fights with his friend. एक चाइल्ड का अपने फ्रेंड के साथ फाइट करना, इट समटाइम्स दिस कैन बी कंसिडर्ड एज अ एक्ट ऑफ ब्रेवरी ऑल्सो एंड इट कैन नॉट बी ऑल्सो, बट आई हैव रिटन इट राइट बिकॉज फ्रेंड्स के साथ फाइट करना थोड़ा मुश्किल होता है। यू मीट विथ एन एक्सीडेंट एंड स्टार्ट क्वारलिंग। आप कोई एक्सीडेंट होता है और आप उसके साथ झगड़ा करने लगते हैं या उसके साथ आर्ग्यूमेंट करने लगते हैं। A person jumped into the river to save somebody, that is also somebody's life. It is an act of bravery. Now, activity 8 I'll explain you in the next video. Number 8. Following are some sentences describing the real story of 12 years old brave girl Mittal Pataria from Ahmedabad. She won the Geeta Chopra Award, Bravery Award in 2012, but the sentences are not in the proper order. Arrange the sentences in the proper order. Now there's a girl named Mittal Pataria from Ahmedabad. She won in 2012. She won the Geeta Chopra Award for bravery. There's a one award which has been instituted in the name of Geeta Chopra, who also fought against some of the terrorists when she was caught and she was and then they were killed. But before she died, she gave a tough fight to those people. So award has been constituted in her name as the Geeta Chopra Bravery Award. Every year this award is given to those who have done an act of bravery. Now in 2012 Mittal Pataria also got this award. But what she did was is given here in the sentences, but the order in which the work has been done is not listed properly. So you have to put these sentences, how the sequence, how it happened, so that you have to do, and then you will come out with the whole story, that what had happened on that November 3rd 2010 and how Mittal fought against those people. So the whole sequence we have to set properly in these 9 sentences. First of all, we will take a look at the sentences and then we will arrange the sentence according to the sequence. The thieves were caught. The neighbors rushed in. She caught one of the men by his hair and shouted. The man shut the door and attacked her. They asked for water. Mittal went to bring water. She won Geeta Chopra Bravery Award in 2012. She saw a driver she knew and 2 other men. On November 3, 2010, Mittal opened the door when the bell rang. Now here we have to start with the 9th sentence, which will be your first sentence, that on November 3rd, 2010, Mittal opened the door when the bell rang. तो इसमें सीक्वेंस में क्या है, सबसे पहले क्या होगा, दरवाज़ा मित्तल ने जब डोरबेल बजी तो मित्तल ने नवंबर 3, 2010 को जो है उस दिन था और तब उसने दरवाज़ा खोला उसके बाद क्या हुआ, शी सॉ अ ड्राइवर हु शी न्यू एंड 2 अदर मैन। वहाँ पर उसने क्या देखा, एक ड्राइवर और वहाँ जो 2 थे उसके साथ, ड्राइवर को वो जानते थे और उसके साथ 2 आदमी थे वहाँ पर। नाउ मूविंग ऑन टू नेक्स्ट पेज, दे आस्क्ड फॉर वाटर। उन्होंने क्या मांगा, थर्ड थिंग, दे आस्क्ड फॉर वाटर। फिर फोर्थ सेंटेंस, मित्तल वेंट टू ब्रिंग वाटर। मित्तल पानी लेने गई। द मैन शट द डोर एंड अटैक्ड हर। लोगों ने क्या कहा, उन लोग जैसे ही मित्तल पानी अंदर लेने के लिए गई तो उन्होंने अंदर आकर दरवाज़ा बंद कर दिया और दे अटैक्ड मित्तल। शी कॉट वन ऑफ द मैन बाय हिज हेयर एंड शाउटेड। और मित्तल वॉज ब्रेव, सो शी कॉट वन ऑफ द मैन बाय हिज हेयर। मित्तल ने एक आदमी को, उनमें से एक आदमी को उसके बाल से जोर से पकड़ा और उसने चिल्लाना शुरू किया। द नेबर्स रश्ड इन। तब तक पड़ोसी जो थे, नेबर्स मीन्स पड़ोसी, वहाँ पर आ गए। थीव्स वेयर कॉट। उन्होंने चोर को पकड़ लिया। शी वन द गीता चोपड़ा अवार्ड फॉर ब्रेवरी इन 2012 और उसको 2012 में ब्रेवरी अवार्ड मिला। सो दिस इज द एग्जैक्ट सीक्वेंस दैट यू हैव टू राइट. Next is your question number 9. Who is afraid of what? This activity we are not going to do. Now next is your activity number 10A and 10B. Now 10A is a lovely song that we all used to sing during our prayers. We shall overcome. I think you all remember that. If you don't remember, it's once again time to recollect your memories during what we did during our prayers. This is a nice song. We shall overcome, we shall overcome, we shall overcome someday. Oh, deep in my heart, I do believe we shall overcome someday. We will walk hand in hand, we will walk hand in hand, we will walk hand in hand someday. Oh, deep in my heart, I do believe we shall overcome someday. We are not afraid, we are not afraid, we are not afraid today. Oh, deep in my heart, I do believe we shall overcome someday. We shall overcome, we shall overcome, we shall overcome someday. Oh, deep in my heart, I do believe we shall overcome someday. Now next is your activity 10B, and this also is a lovely poem. This also you have to read. Enjoy reading the poem. Boats sail on the rivers and ships sails on the sea, but clouds that sail across the sky are prettier than these. What is the poem saying? The poet is saying that boats जो होते हैं नदी पर तैरते हैं, शिप्स जो हैं वो समुद्र में तैरते हैं, लेकिन जो क्लाउड्स आकाश में तैरते हैं वो बोट्स और शिप्स दोनों से ज़्यादा प्रिटियर या ब्यूटीफुल होते हैं. There are bridges on the rivers as pretty as you please, but the bow that bridges heaven and overtops the trees and builds a road from earth to sky is prettier far than these. हम जो है नदी के ऊपर पुल बनाते हैं, ब्रिजेस बनाते हैं, वो प्रिटी होते हैं. हम चाहे ऐसे ब्रिजेस बना सकते हैं with the most beautiful designs, but the bow, that means the rainbow that is made in the heaven, is far beautiful than the bridges that are built around. It builds a road from earth to sky. ऐसा लगता है जैसे कि अर्थ से स्काई तक का एक रास्ता जो है गॉड ने हमारे लिए बनाया है पेड़ों के ऊपर से, बहुत ही जो वो सबसे ज़्यादा ब्यूटीफुल है. So this is the end of your unit 10. So dear children, there is some work that you have to do in your notebook after completing it in your textbook. First of all, we'll start with activity 2. This you have to write it in your notebook. Then activity 3 also you have to write it in your notebook. Then activity 5, activity 6, activity 7, activity 8. Then activity 9 we are not going to do. So up to activity 8 you have to write everything in your notebook also one time. Along with this, there are certain hard words that are there and few blanks or MCQs will also be there that you have to write it in your notebook. So dear children, with this I am signing off for today till we meet on the next turn with our new lesson in English. Till then, bye bye and have a nice day. Bye.